What's up, money getters? Whew, it's your girl Charity. What's good, everybody? Today has been a day. It has been a day, not a day. Is a sound, right? It's the sound that a makes. Okay? Today has been a day. I'm gonna let y'all come on in. Um, I said I was going to be going live, showing my face, moving forward, but I still wanted to come on live. I don't rather really feel like being on live today. It's been a long day. Um, hey, Real Diva, how are you? Thanks for joining me, girl. What's going on with you on this beautiful Tuesday? Yeah, I'm going to let a few more of you guys come on in. Uh, Before I start jaw jacking. What's good with you where you are? You're hanging in there. How are you? Today I had a mammogram, Diva. And that would usually be a non-event. Hey, what's up, Gina Netherland, aka Jean Chrisley? Someone hurt your cat. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Is your cat gonna pull through? Call you Jeannie? I like that. Jeannie, like I dream of Jeannie. I like that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Looks like you're having a day too. God bless your cat. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, like I was saying though, I had a mammogram today, and it would ordinarily be in non-event guys, but last year I was diagnosed with lobular carcinoma in situ, and that is it's like a precancer that can turn into cancer. So I elected, instead of like taking medicine, because there's a medication that you can take if you have stage 0 cancer, so that you can reduce your chances of getting cancer. However, that medicine that you take, it has all sorts of side effects like high blood pressure, hot flashes. Um, you can also have your risk of getting uterine cancer increases. And the difference between the medication and not taking the medicine is like 6%. So the route I decided to take was to get more frequent mammograms. So today that was kind of like a lot for me. Even though I had like a couple of I had like what? I actually had one mammogram last year and two biopsies. So that was 3 different times. Guys, please do me a favor and hit the like button for me. Please help your girl out when you come through the door. Hit that like button for me, please, and thank you. And go ahead and let me know you're in the chat so I can say what's up. The cleansing are nasty tasting, but they are effective for helping women in our system. The cleansing, what is that? Jeannie. Um, the biopsy I had was because when I had the initial mammogram, they saw something and they wanted to see what it was. I mean, because it was the tiniest calcifications. They were very small, but what they look for when you have a mammogram is to see if you have any of those little calcifications, right? And if they see them, then they want to do a biopsy on them. They'll usually remove them when they do the biopsy, but once they do, then they test them to see if they're cancerous or not. Because they said, like, 80% of the time they're not cancerous. But I was in that 20% where they were benign and no malignant. Which one is it, guys? There I go, losing my head. Hey, Cancer 66. I was just talking about cancer, breast cancer. Um, so this year, I think they got rid of the calcifications. I was trying to take a peek, and I didn't really see any calcifications, or that I could really tell. And the technician was saying that they removed them, but they should have done like a they should have took a bigger sample so they could make sure that it wasn't any other areas to be concerned about. The other thing is weird, but I read it in a book too about worm medicine being a cancer treatment. I'm not sure. I just heard a guy is cancer free from it. I don't, you know what, Jeannie? I don't doubt that because there's so many things that are out there and available to us if we could only get a handle on it. But a lot of the reasons why we have cancer is because of what we eat, and also because I think we don't exercise enough, right? And then too, I think it's just probably the environment, the different things that they put in our food. That's what you said too. Yes, because like for whatever reason, people who are in Asian countries, they don't get cancer. They drink that green. They think the green tea is why, because they drink green tea 5 times a day. But if you also notice, with the exception of Japan, and even there aren't a lot of overweight people. But like if you go to China, I don't know about, I would say China, Korea, places like that, you don't see a lot of heavy set people, right? You don't see that a lot. And I think that has a lot to do with it as well. I think when you are overweight, and they probably do more cooking, and they don't do a lot of probably eating fast food. Most other countries don't do fast food like we do. And even if they do have fast food, then they don't have the same types of fast food that we do. It's a lot healthier. The many types of herbal teas and eat lots of veggies, right? I think like they drink like five cups of green tea a day. Like if cancer is just really a lot of sugar. Like I read something and it said that when you have too much sugar in your eyes, it's glaucoma. When you have too much sugar in your bones, it's arthritis. Um, when you have too much sugar in your kidneys, it's diabetes. When you have too much sugar in your cells, it's cancer. You said if I want, we could cleanse together. Yes, definitely, Jeannie. I actually have a challenge that I was doing with the girls, and it starts Sunday. I have a see. This is the part that's gonna, that's really gonna get you. I have a clean eating group on Facebook. Let me go over there and get the link to the clean eating group. But we're gonna start on the 6th because the 4th of July is a big holiday here in America. I don't know if you're from here. I think you are. But so I figured everybody would be celebrating on the 4th and recuperating on that Saturday. So Sunday, I was thinking, I would start the clean eating. And I know a lot of people do a cleanse. They want to do like the juicing and drink a lot of water. I don't really subscribe to juicing only because I feel like if you're gonna have fruit, you should eat it instead of juicing because it's just sugar. And if you eat it, then you get all the nutrients. Hey y'all, hey, it's Candy K. What's going on, Candy K? Candy K has been on her journey to health and wellness. Well, she's already on it, but I seen you made those brownies with applesauce today. I got to get back over there and see if you have a recipe. Did you do a video? Hey, TSM, how are you today? Guys, I'm sorry I'm not live. And please do me a favor and hit the like button if you haven't already done so, guys. But the reason that I'm not live today is I went and had my mammo, so that was a lot for me. If you haven't already watched my video about my breast cancer scare last year, you can go back and read that if you, I mean, you could watch that if you want to and learn a little bit about lobular carcinoma in situ. It's like it's a precancer. In situ just means that the cancer is encapsulated, like it hasn't broken through the cell. So, hey Smooth. Every time I see MMG, I'm talking about, hey what's going on, Smooth? How are you guys doing today? But I just want to talk to you guys really about what was going on today with the Diddy trial and anything else you want to talk about today. I've been heavily invested in the Diddy trial, and I did a few lives about it, and I don't know. They may or may not get hung on that RICO, but I think he definitely got the trafficking. I think he got guilty for trafficking. I don't know if he got guilty for coercion. What do you guys think? The yes, that doggone Diddy Kitty Candy K. So far, the jury has reached a verdict on 4 of the charges. Those charges being coercion of Cassie, trafficking of Cassie, uh, coercion of Jane Doe, and trafficking of Jane Doe. I think distribution of narcotics, and then the last one was the RICO. You're trying to get on this leaderboard. Which leaderboard, Candy K? But Gina, back to what I was saying. Um, let's get started on the 6th. And I'm definitely down to start the clean eating. I'm going to actually do a live about that. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow so everybody can be on board and know what's going on. Definitely toxins and trapped emotions. Because today I cried. That's why I said today has been a day. I was just thinking about my life and is it going the way I wanted to go in the past? Like I didn't think I still had that sadness within me, like as far as regrets with some of the choices and decisions I made. But today I cried for the first time in a long time. And I see that I still have those toxic emotions, Gina. So definitely want to cleanse from that. Oh, you have this little numbers and now I'm number one. Oh, okay. You know what? I can't see it. And I don't I never see numbers on my end. I don't know why I don't see them over here. I don't know why I don't see them. I see the leaderboard when I'm on everybody else's chat, but I've never seen it on mine. I know the leaderboard that you're talking about, but I didn't. I thought maybe you had to be monetized already to see it. I don't know, but I never seen it. Today it just showed up, I think, because nobody has ever mentioned it. But yeah, my thoughts are all over the place. Oh, now I see it. See, I think today it just came, Kendi, for real, because I've never seen it before. I see Kendi is number one. Yay, Kendi. I see that Jeannie is number two. That's what's up. And then I see TSM is number three. Guys, at 12 midnight, I'm going to start looking for a winner of that Get Money Challenge. If you haven't did the Get Money Challenge, you still have a chance to go ahead and do a Get Money video. I suggest you do. I'm giving out $100 100 smackaroos. You can do it to anything. You don't have to dance or anything. So I would do that challenge. You could do it to your dinner. Do it with just use the sound, and don't forget to use Mommy Money Getter, the Mommy Money Getter hashtag when you do the video. And also, you must have Cash App because I'm sending you the money Cash App. And I'm also going to, oh, and you also have to be a U.S. citizen. So, you've been telling them free money. Yep. I probably should do another video tonight so people can, I'm going to do another video and tell people, hey, you need to go ahead and take your last opportunity to do the Get Money Challenge. Yep, just like that. So, yeah, guys, back to this Joker Diddy, right? I'm thinking that, I don't know. I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they're going to vote not guilty or hung because they're already hung on the RICO. But the judge told them to come back tomorrow and deliberate some more on that. So I'm thinking it's either not guilty or it's going to be hung on the RICO. Then I'm thinking because it's obvious that he did the trafficking, so they had to give him guilty on the trafficking. The coercion, I'm thinking guilty for Cassie, and when it comes to Jane Doe, I'm thinking not guilty. So I'm thinking he has two guilties, two not guilties, no, not guilty charges, and he's gonna have a hung or not guilty on the RICO. I know I am so in my masculine energy at times. I'm not okay with that at all. Well, Jeannie, that's probably because not that you're in your masculine energy, but maybe you're independent and maybe you had to be strong. I'm not, I don't profess to know your life, but I'm saying usually when that's the case, because I was like that before, and I'm at my big old age just trying to calm down and be more feminine, right? Because I've always had to just really be independent and really stand up for myself out here in these streets. It's hard. It's hard being a woman. But now I'm seeing that I don't know, I guess with my relationship with God, I see that I don't have to always stand up for myself. I don't always have to put somebody in their place. I can let them have it. And I choose to do that for my own peace, not because I can't give it. I can give it right back, but I don't want to do that. You think it's who puts likes? I think when people comment, that's how you get up on the leaderboard, Jeannie. You know what, TSM? I think his lawyers could have did Diddy's lawyers. You said you think there's some beasts. I like that Westmoreland. I feel like she should have took the lead because when she was questioning those witnesses, she was on it. She was on it. She made them look like liars. And I don't understand why he didn't let her take more of a lead, especially since she was a black attorney and the states, their attorneys were all white. And I think that she would have spoke I think she was speaking the language that the jury, those African Americans wanted to hear. And I'm not speaking about Diddy's guilt or innocence. I'm just speaking on based on strategy and who I think did the best job. I think the prosecutors did a good job because they laid that out so thoroughly. They had evidence to back up everything they said to the point where they left nothing they left nothing on the table. They used everything. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. The number one showed up on your name as soon as you hit the like button, Gina, probably because you were at the first one that was active and there wasn't really anybody in here. So, and then you were commenting. So once Kendi K came in, and right now you're still at two, and number one is Kendi K right now. Yes, it is hard out here, Kendi K. But I and I know no offense, Kendi K, but I had to shed that strong woman label. Don't call me strong. Um, I was a few years ago. You guys know I'm a writer as well, so I had an idea for an article, and the title was going to be "Stop Calling Me Strong." But then when I looked research, I seen that a lot of other black women had that same idea because the label "strong black woman" gets placed on us a lot, and that when that happens, we get less protected. We're seen as masculine. We're not seen as needing to be protected or to be defended, right? And I am a damsel in distress. Come protect me, for real. I need a man's help. I'm single right now, but when I remarry, and I feel like that's going to happen at some point, hopefully when my girls are all in college and, grown up and gone away. But it's going to happen again. I have faith in God that I will meet a very nice man, and I expect him to be the man in the relationship. I'm not going to get up and check those things that go bump in the night. I don't want to pay all the bills. I don't want to pay half the bills. I want to feel like, I have my Prince Charming. I don't want to feel like I have to be strong and I have to, no, later for that. Especially if it means that I'm disregarded and my feelings and emotions don't count. I'm not a shrinking violet, but I'm also not somebody that, and I've seen the opposite. I've seen my friends at work who are from other races and how they are heavily reliant upon their husbands. And I don't want to be like that either. Like, I can't do anything without a man. Definitely not. But at the same time, I want to be able to rely on my partner and to know, like today, when I had to go get this mammogram done, I want that strong male figure that's going to pray with me and be like, baby, it's going to be okay. I don't want to feel like I have to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. Yes, Kendi, it's a comment driven leaderboard. And you're still at number one, lady. The feds or higher is going to take the case. Okay. Yes, we do get negative labels and connotations. I mean, especially us, Kendi, it's like we're called loud and aggressive and manly. And who cares what people think? But I think it has become a stereotype. Years ago, there was a study conducted on black women to see how we were able to cope because we didn't seem to have depression and things that the other women did of other races, right? But that wasn't true. They were studying us to see how we were able to cope with life where other women were having a hard time. Excuse me, we were suffering. That's why we had all the high blood pressure. That's why we had all the breast cancers. That's why we were more overweight. We were doing what we had to do, but we weren't any better than the other women. So that was just crazy. I forgot the study, but I don't know. Maybe I can do some research on it if you want me to, if you want to know what I'm talking about as far as that myth of the strong black woman. That's a myth, you know. And, Kendi, I definitely see you as a sturdy woman. I see you as a very Um, and what's the word I want to use? I see you as a woman that has definitely got it going on. Just that's how you come across. I don't know you well enough to know any different, but you come across as a woman who has her, dare I say it, her ish together. I don't take it any differently from you. So I definitely see that. Hey, let me see. Is Stratton? East Stratton? I hope I'm not saying that wrong. Let me know. One for East, one for Is. I think it's probably East. I don't know. Two for Is. How are you doing today? Kendi, you wonder can he be charged on the fourth and they leave the one count as hung? Um, like I think what they did was they overcharged Diddy, and they always do that. But they wanted to cripple him financially, and the way that they could cripple him financially was to charge him with the RICO. Because once they cripple him financially, what happens is they can take all his money, all his property. So that's why they charged him with the RICO. And if I'm thinking if they get hung on the RICO, I don't think they're going to bring him back to retry him on that. They'll probably just watch it, especially if they get him on if they are able to convict him on the other charges, because just for the Mann Act, that's an automatic 15 years. And if he gets coercion, I think the minimum is like 10 years. So if he gets convicted on any of those charges, he's going for some time, unless he happens to win an appeal. And that's what a lot of his lawyers were there for. And they kept asking for the mistrial, and they kept asking for certain things so that they can come back later and win it on appeal. So I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to, I think what they wanted to do is try to persuade the jury to uh, not convict him, to find him innocent, or to find him not guilty, rather. Um, because it's hard to be found innocent, right? You're either guilty or not guilty. To be found innocent, then it means that the prosecution had no evidence against you, that they lied, that, they just charged you frivolously, all of that. That means that there is no way you could be guilty. To be found not guilty means that the evidence just wasn't there or wasn't strong enough. So, with that being said, the prosecution charged him like they did because they definitely had the evidence for the uh, prostitution. There's no way you could pay somebody and have them travel across state lines for the purposes of intimate relations, let's say it like that. And that's a crime. That is a crime. So I think automatically he should be found guilty on those things. Coercion, I can kind of see it with Cassie. I also don't see it with her because 11 years is a long time to be in a relationship against your will. Not only that, yes, there was domestic violence. Yes, there was a hotel incident, but Cassie had what 4 or 5 different boyfriends during that time. One of the guys she married and left Puffy for was, was actually her trainer that Puffy paid for. And Puffy was upset about it. He said, "Look, I want my money back. Like, you're leaving me for him. I want my money back." And she was like, "Look, don't play with me, because you beat me up, and I could go to the press and let them see what you did to me." She didn't say you made me do the freak off. She said, "I can show them what you did to me." And she said, "I want my bank account to be right. I want my bank account to be right." Basically, I was with you for these years and I was putting up with you for years, but she didn't say he forced her. So, um, and I'm sure that that's a blurry line. And somebody said, "Well, what if it was your daughter?" If it was my daughter, I would be seeing bloody red. I wouldn't want my child to be in a position like that where she would. And I'll be honest, it's a lot of girls that are in crazy positions like that right now, and there's no money involved. Gina says she doesn't want to be seen as strong because then folks expect us to be that way. Absolutely, Jeannie. Um, Sorry, guys, I'm going back and forth. I'm just reading through the comments. Um, you're absolutely right. I remember being in a relationship and I was crying, and they was like, "Oh, you're faking it. You don't cry. You're not even like that. Like, you don't care like that." And I was really like very upset. But, when I would show emotion, I would be told, because I was always, like I said, very verbal, very vocal when I felt like I was being dismissed or dishonored or disrespected in some way. And the only way to handle stuff like that is to leave a situation, right? Because I don't want to fight somebody I love, and I don't want to fight to get that respect I deserve. I want it automatically. I don't even want to be with somebody that has to be taught to respect me or has to learn how to respect me. I want to be with somebody that is just that way. He's already chivalrous. He already respects women, right? Thanks for the lights, guys. If you're not following me, go ahead and follow me, please. Trust me, you're gonna love it here. I got good content over here, and I'm gonna get it. Hopefully, I don't forget, but I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit too. The content that I have coming. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Also saw on one news outlet that the jury says they are decided on 4 of the 5, but since the verdicts haven't been read by the court judge, they can go back and change the verdicts on the 4. You know what? They can, Kendi. They can go back and change their minds. Well, will we know that? I'm sure we would, because I, if I'm a member of that jury, I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to write a book. I can't wait to um, get my opportunity to go on this interview circuits, and I want to be paid. I want to be paid for every last interview. I want my book deal, what it was like to be on a jury case, and why I didn't convict him or why I found him guilty, and how some title like that. Some title like that, you know? Because everybody that has something to do with this case, like after the O.J. Simpson trial, Marsha had a book. What's her last name? Marsha. I don't know. I can't think of her name. Johnny Cochran. Every attorney had a book. The witnesses all had a book. Uh, Everybody had a book. Still to this day, and that was what, 31 years ago. They're still doing interviews, still doing documentaries about that case, and it was a trial of the century. I don't think Diddy's trial has nothing, and it's a big trial. It had nothing on the OJ case, nothing. And as far as the infamy, as far as the interest, as far as the just, I mean, this is before social media, so that may have a lot to do with it as well, because you had to be there in order to be there. Now you can go turn on YouTube, turn on the TV, go to a blog, and you hear and read all about it, right? But if we think about the tawdriness of the Diddy trial, I have never seen anything like this. Like, this is stuff you see on TV. This is things that you read about in a in a risque, one of those hood novels. You read about this type of sordid behavior. You don't really think people live this way, right? You know, people have private lives and people have different tastes, but you don't think that the things that were revealed in the case, you don't think that people are doing things like this. But then at the same time, we kind of do think that, right? Because for years, I already thought that Diddy had Cassie doing this type of stuff. I already had that revelation years ago. Years ago, I had the revelation that's how he was treating her and what he was using her for. And maybe that was because that was the spirit that was on him. And he had several women back then. So I just find it hard to believe that all these women for all these years were having their apartments paid for, were on all these trips, and they were jealous of the different women that would be in his life. I just find it hard to believe that he had to do a lot of coercion, right? I don't know. I am who I am. I'm a vulnerable woman just the same. I'm a lady waiting for my king too. Thanks, Charity. Right, right. I think that we don't take any mess. I'm for sure that way. But I've learned to not be absolutely that way, right? I've learned to, I've learned that I could close my mouth sometimes to just let them have it. It burns me up on the inside too. It really burns me up. When they toy with cases like that, it's because another agency stepped in. MMG, you yourself are top notch in my eyes, and I'm glad I took the time to get to know Charity. I like the MMG, but Charity is a woman of influence with such great energy, and for that I thank you. Oh, thank you, TSM. I'm glad that we met as well because I have another song for real, for real. I thought that's what you were gonna ask me about yesterday, but because I was like I got something ready, but I think I want something. I think the intro is definitely cool, but when I get back to doing uploads, I need something that I could play in the background with a longer instrumental and perhaps something on the loop. We'll get into that when I get my budget right because I'm done with the budget from June. And this month, guys, I gotta be an adult. Like I gotta tighten up because I've been spending so much this year. But this month, I was just telling my mom that I only have it in the budget for adult stuff this month. I gotta and I'm still gonna get back to that news I have for you guys about the content that's coming. I can't tell you guys all of it, but just know I have some stuff coming. And I was a part of a Zoom meeting for this new content. They gave us all the details. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. But I'll be spending the rest of this week getting prepared for the content I'll be releasing next week and my next content strategy for the upcoming week. So I can get that shopping budget together, right? So, hey, 601 Ashley, how are you today? Thank you for coming in. Thanks for joining my live. Other women were having breakdowns and minorities were in have to mode. Jeannie, that part, that part right there. Um, when let's keep it real, when you are uh, a European American, you are given certain graces, like what do they call them? White woman tears, like, and the whole world stops for you, right? Um, if like things that are done to a woman of color does not happen to them. They don't have the same. I mean, they have their issues too, and of course, it's life is no walk in the park for any of us, right? However, they don't get it the same way we do it. Studies show it, statistics show it, and that's just what it is. And part of that is because they have been put on this hierarchy, right? And women of color have been placed at the bottom to the point that the men in our own culture see us as that way, right? I have the leaderboard up rather than the poll function. I don't, Kendi, I gotta figure this stuff out. How did I do that? How did I put the leaderboard up option? Kendi, I got to email you. We got to have a Zoom meeting because there's some questions I have to ask you about Station Head, and you've been going live. Um, there's things I know about as far as monetization and things like that on different platforms, but I haven't. I just started really going live a lot and using Station Head in June. So I'm learning pretty fast, but I know there's a lot of things that I still need to get caught up on. Who's not qualified to look into the case, Gina? Hey, Janet, how are you tonight, sweetheart? Or ma'am. I don't know. Some people don't like when you say sweetheart, but I use it as a term of endearment. What's a 10 out of 10, Candy? I'm, I'm slow in the chat. I'm just running my mouth. The one juror who says she don't understand why was they dismissed. They dismissed the juror. I know that they sent a note yesterday saying that there was a juror who didn't want to, who wasn't trying to go with the the judge's instructions, but the judge didn't let them come on out of there. They said, go back to the y'all work it out, because the judge, he wants a verdict. He wants to do all that he can to make sure that a mistrial does not happen. If a mistrial happens, they got to do all this stuff all over again. If anything, the judge wants to, maybe they can go back and appeal later, but he wants a verdict one way or the other. Yes, 13 likes. Let's keep them coming. Thank you for moderating for me, TSM. I appreciate that. We're at 15 likes now. If you just came in and you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button for me. Today was a day for me, guys, and but I still, even though it was an emotional day for me, and even though I had a lot to do today, I had my appointments, I had a meeting, and then my girl still wanted me to come home and cook dinner, right? And then I didn't have everything I needed for dinner, but um, the baby Raven, she wanted chopped cheese. I've never made chopped cheese before, but I looked at a few shorts, and it was so good. I made a short for that, so hopefully sometime tonight. It's getting pretty late. I only did one short today. I was supposed to do 10. Yo Yo has challenged me to do 10 shorts a day. I'm gonna catch up on them. I am, because I got a lot of content. But yes, if you aren't following me, do that too. Go ahead and follow your girl too. To be honest with you, he would be happier if the actual people were to investigate the fact that they are attacking his podcast and reputation, and he would need the actual folks looking into it, period. The media is making so much revenue from this case. Yes, TSM. Um, Even what's happening with this case, I've seen a lot is commentators, social media commentators. That's why I think I said this. I don't know where I said it at, if it was on a short, if it was on my community wall, but the setup is laying the foundation for your come up. Guys, we may only have like a small drop in the bucket following right now, but like UTSM, you're doing great production over there. You're doing great intros. I love the intro. I seen somebody say, you know what? That's a hit. Somebody said that about our song, TSM. And you know what's gonna happen? The more we continue on this journey, we'll get better. We'll make more contacts. And somebody's gonna see that, right? And I've seen that happen with a lot of the social YouTube influencers. They've been doing commentary for years, right? And with this trial, some of them were getting better numbers than, say, the established networks, right? Like NBC and CNN. People were going to watch Armand Wiggins every night. He was getting 300K on each video a day, to the point that he started getting invited to joined co-host on TMZ, Nancy Grace, and he got invited to a radio show, Angela Yee. So And then who is it? Tisa Tales. I don't really like her commentary, but she's been. I mean, they've been just the numbers have skyrocketed. They've increased their subscriber count, and I don't know how much that is, but 300,000 views on a video on YouTube, I think that's some pretty good money, right? Depending on their RPMs. So they made about $50,000, and that's not counting their super chats and things like that, right? And uh, I would do a book if I was them. I would do a book about, because like Armand, he rented an Airbnb so that he could do this for the Diddy trial. And like I said, he had been doing commentary and things like that, and he had been on a show with Fox Network. But this right here is something that he has been laying the foundation for years, and he was able to just, this was a moment for him, but it didn't come right now. It was something he had already been doing. So he already knew how to speak to his audience. He already knew how to speak that language that network television wants, right? So, and they came calling to him. They had no choice. These big wigs have no choice. These advertisers have no choice. These companies have no choice but to come to the content creators, because people don't watch TV. People are not going to the movies like that. People are not reading magazines, so it's no longer business as usual. So you have to come to where the people are. That's right, Candy. You're too. I don't, Candy. You are not old, but you definitely are too pretty, honey. Walk away. That's right. Walk away from the from the BS. Juicy and raw with Lala. Ooh, I like that name, Juicy. How are you tonight? Thank you for stopping by. What's up? There's my girl, Ann. How are you tonight, Ann? How's everything going in your neck of the woods? YouTube has been doing some A/B testing, weird new stuff. I don't doubt it. They're always doing something in the background to to hinder your progress. Just when you think you got it going, and just when you think that you are finding your place in this stuff, then they go and throw a monkey wrench at us, Janet, or excuse me, Juicy. Why not dismiss? Janet, I don't think they need to dismiss it. I think he guilty of something. I would say this for me. And again, I think I said this already, but I had to grieve this whole thing with Diddy, because he's like one of the last of the Mohicans. We don't have Whitney, we don't have Luther, we don't have Michael, we don't have Prince, we don't have Aretha. Um, and besides Jay Z, who do we really have in Black America that's right in Oprah? We don't have too many up there, and everybody that we do have, they're chipping away at. And if he didn't do those things, then they couldn't have done it, right? They couldn't have done it. But I don't think the case needs to be dismissed, and I don't think that he should have been able to continue um, doing what he was doing, because why are you doing that? Why are you just live the life you want to live? But with his amount of money, um, somebody was bound to do this to him anyway, whether they were with it or not. If he wanted to break up with one of them, if he wanted to say, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore, somebody's going to get mad and say, hey, I need some money on my way out the door. Or they're mad because they're no longer a part of that lifestyle. So he's just playing a game of Russian roulette either way. Because I think after Cassie, what he tried to do was be uh, more honest with his with his ladies, I guess, his lady friends. He tried to be open and honest and say, hey, I'm into polygamy or polyamory, whichever one. I think that's what you call it. And I'm dating. And he would say that openly, like, I'm dating. I'm seeing various women, and he would pay for things and be nice to the women in his life. And they still got jealous and they still wanted more. If they saw the other woman getting something or getting more time, then that was a problem. And also, he said, hey, this is what I like to do. This is my get down in the bedroom. And I like to do it like this. I like to do it like that. At that point, and I think he told Jane Doe, listen, I'll cover your rent for 3 or 4 months, but we could be friends. You don't have to do this. And she said, well, I was scared I would lose my rent. Well, if you guys break up, because he's telling you, listen, this is the way I'm living my lifestyle. If you don't want to do it, what is he supposed to say? That's just like somebody saying, well, I don't want to be intimate with you anymore. Okay, well, you don't have to. But no, I'm going to do this with somebody else, and me and you, we not going to be together. But I'm not going to still pay your rent for the next year or the next 2 years. We broke up. I don't know. I don't know. And you asking me how I'm doing today? I had a day. I had a day. But I was still blessed because I don't know if you guys know this, but I deal with asthma a little bit, and it's hot. It's really hot, so it's been a struggle in this season. But I'm doing very well. I've been keeping up with my medication. I've started exercising again. And if you have anybody listen, if you have any issues with asthma or breathing, or if you're overweight, if you have high blood pressure, I don't care what it is. If you exercise and you start eating right, you definitely would see a big change. And honestly, if you lose the weight, if you need to, or if you continue with the exercise, and then you won't need medicine, because a lot of those things are really a result of our lifestyle, at least with me. But I was able to go and do my appointments. I was able to, and it's hot in these Cali streets. I was able to do that. I went to 2 different grocery stores, came right through the door, washed up, and cooked my kids their chopped cheese. I loved it, and the baby loved it. My other 2 daughters, they set tripped on me. They try to act like it wasn't what it was, but who cares? That chopped cheese was so good. I ate like 3 sliders, guys. And my greedy self wanted to eat 4, but I was so full I couldn't do it. Yeah, they got R. Kelly. You know what, Janet? R. Kelly did a lot to a lot of, and then his thing was he did it with young girls, and then they got him for trafficking too. But I think it was because of they were underage, so many of them consented. Many of them consented. They all consented. Even one of the girls that came back and said he forced her, she had lied about her age. But because of his history, and then he had taken that little girl that was like 13 years old, and he knew she was a baby. He knew she was a baby. They got him for that. And I'm going to say they should have got him for that. First of all, you got away with it the first time. You got away with it, and you kept doing it. You kept doing it. Hey, Jazzy J, how are you tonight? Aren't you supposed to be going live tonight, girlfriend? And if you are, let me know what time so I can come over there and join you in your chat. I'm not gonna be on the panel tonight. We got a panel this weekend, me and Jazzy, and we're still looking for guys. So guys, if you're in the bushes or if you're listening, Saturday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time, what is it, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to start until whenever. And we need some ladies too, so join us. But we want to ask the guys, what are they looking for in a woman? We want to know it all. We want the we want the real deal Holyfield truth. So, but Jazzy's going live tonight if she hasn't already gone. And I'll be joining her in a little bit as well to to support. Hi, Taylor. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already hit my like button, guys, please do so for your girl. And also consider subscribing. Why not, right? Join the money getters. We're about our bags over here, y'all. What were we talking about? We're talking about some of everything, honestly, to be perfectly honest. Um, we were talking about the Diddy trial. I was talking about how my day went, talking about what I made for dinner, and just jaw jacking. You think Diddy is guilty, Janet? Yeah, I think he's guilty too. The RICO, I probably wouldn't convict him of, and the reason why is because they want to take his money and say that he used his business dealings as a way to coerce women and to perpetuate the coercion of the women. But he had the business before he met Cassie, and his business was a legitimate business. He wasn't gaining anything from the women to put into his business. I don't know. It's it's a lot, but I don't think he should get convicted of the RICO. The trafficking, because I feel like that's obvious, and the coercion, I think that with Cassie, because of her youth and because he used domestic violence and things like that, then I would say yes. With Jane, I feel like she went along with it because she wanted the money. I feel like she went along with it because she wanted that certain lifestyle. And I believe he kept it real with her, he kept it honest with her. But he still paid those men. So I feel like he should definitely be convicted of something, Janet. You'll be tuning in. Thank you, TSM. I appreciate your support. Yeah, I understand that. Uh, and then, too, I found out, too, when you do the panels, you only really get credit for who comes to your channel. So, like, if you do a panel and it's like 4 or 5 other people, then you're splitting those hours, right? Which is still good because you can network and then you can cross from pollinate your that's what I'm calling it. I know I'm not saying it right, but that's what I call it. You cross pollinate your subscribers. So whoever is my subscribers can start tuning in to, say, if you were to do a TSM, you can get some of my subscribers, and also you can just build your community and network, right? And then it helps to support other content creators. So yeah. But definitely, I'm appreciative of anybody who supports my channel. And of course, I'll be supporting you all's channels. If I see you're going live, or I'll be honest, I don't really like to go back and replay a live, especially if it's 2 hours, right? I like to be a part of the live so I can comment and be a part of the conversation. And unless it's something that was educational or something that was really, really entertaining, right? But other than that, I like to be a part of your lives. However, I do choose to support your shorts, of course, your community wall posts. Um, if I see you doing something and you're trying to reach a goal, I want to share that with my community on my community wall. So, and then if you have shorter videos, your 10 minutes, your 20, even your 30 minutes, some of you all, I might just want to support you because I haven't been supporting you and you've been heavily supporting me. I turn that joker on and I'll answer some, make some comments throughout, right? And I'll just let it play while I'm doing whatever I'm doing, or sometimes on my way to sleep, because I feel like if you have a 2 hour live or a 2 hour video, that's 2 hours. And I want to support you like that. So I will do that a lot too. And Shoot, I have 3 or 4 devices over here, so there's no excuse. I have my laptop, my television. I have like 2 or 3 cell phones. I'm over here getting it in with the support and the content creation. That's what being a part of the mommy money getter world is all about. We don't just get to the bag, we support others on their journey to getting to the bag. And when I say the bag, first of all, I mean my journey with God, that's my bag. I mean my health and wellness bag. I'm in that bag too. I don't know, it might seem like, I got some ways to go, but I'm in that bag. I'm in my mommy bag, okay? Trust and believe. You see me in these YouTube streets, but believe you me, I'm in these mommy streets too. And also, I'm in my career bag. So it's all across the board. If you're a money getter, you're getting to the bag in all facets of life. Because that's the way it is. And that's the way I like it. Um, but yes, if you're still in here with me, put a one in the chat. No, 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 don't put a one in the chat. Put a money back in the chat if you're still with me, guys. But, ooh, my other phone went dead. But yes, let me plug that up. Let me go ahead and plug that up while I'm thinking about it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Hopefully you guys can hear me better because I'm not around that fan. Yes, but it was a great day. I feel so accomplished. I feel so blessed and purpose today. I did some things for me, and I also did some things my children wanted me to do, and I participated in a Zoom meeting that's going to help me with my future content. So I feel really good about that. Yeah. So put that on your calendars, guys. It's called "How Do You Want It?" That's the name of the live. How do you feel? How do you want it? How do you feel? But we're gonna have fun. The pajama party that I had almost 2 weeks ago, it was so fun that everybody who was a part of it collectively agreed that we got to keep those panels going and we have to find a way to keep them exciting and fresh. So I always want to find a way to include the men's in my panels, give them an opportunity to be a part of what I have going on over here because um, my blog is heavily women centered, but as a single woman, I am interested in what single men have to say. Because although um, I'm not looking for anything serious right now, I am very much dating. And I have kind of been out of the dating game because I was married for a long time. And even when we were on the house, I was still in my mind married to him. Even after we divorced, I was still in my mind with him. So um, I wasn't even interested in even thinking about somebody else. So now that I am, I want to hear what men have to say. I want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. What are you guys um, interested in when you want to pursue a woman? What is it that draws you to a woman? What is it that makes you want to say and halt the brakes, right? Because so many times women think that because of how they look physically, that's all a man is interested in. And I think that's what attracts a man, um, obviously, from the get go. But what keeps him interested? That's what I want to know. And what makes him uninterested? Because after that first attraction and after that first mattress mambo, right? We're all adults here. What's going to keep him interested in you? Even if you guys aren't doing that, or after you guys have done the do. What makes a guy want to stick around, right? It has to be more to it than that because women, if we were intimate with you, then that's reason enough, right? That's reason enough for us to be invested. And that's why I don't play around like that because, honey, you mess with me, you stuck with me. So yeah, Saturday night, I want to find out from the men's and them what's on your mind, like for real. Let us know something. And hopefully that can help some of you all who are single and dating, or if not, it can keep you entertained and interested because my panels are fun. Last weekend we did a football panel, uh, touchdowns and tiaras, and the guys taught the girls about football. Because, like I said, I'm interested in dating in the future, right? So, and I'm the kind of guy I want. He likes sports. He likes sports. He's manly. He's into all that stuff. On to that, he's like a brute, strong. So I wanted to be able. I want to be able to speak the language that men speak. I want to wear my jersey on Sundays. I got to find me a team. I don't know who my team is going to be yet. But yeah. So there's that. If you haven't watched Touchdowns and Tiaras, if you didn't get to see that live, it's right there in my live playlist. So you can go over there and check the replay out and you can learn a little something about football as well. I have a lot of playlists, guys. I have a lot of playlists. If you're a content creator, you can learn something. If you are trying to eat clean, you can learn something from my playlist. I mean, I have so much. And that's why if you're not following me, you should be following me. So yeah, that was my day. I didn't do too much, but then I did a lot. I got an early start. I took care of some business for my business. I took care of me and I still made it home in time to cook dinner. And so now I'm with you all, maxing and relaxing. Yeah, but I see my guy TSM is live as well. I'll probably head on over there in a little bit. Who else is live? TJ Inspires. A lot of us go live at the same time, right? So usually I go live around 6:30. But I think what do you guys think is a good time to go live? When are you guys interested in watching a live? Let me know in the chat. What is the best time for one of your favorite content creators to go live? Because I know people work and it's summer, right? So people have things that they are doing. Yeah. Okay. So let me know in the chat what's a good time for you. Okay, I see that. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna head on out, and if you didn't like this live, go ahead and like it. And I see you guys and answer my question. There's 5 of you in here. Answer my question before I leave. What time is a good time for me to go live? What time do you think is a good time? And also, go ahead and hit the like button if you didn't do so already. That helps me out when I'm in the algorithm. It gets more people to come to the live, and it gets more people to engage with the live. So, if you didn't hit the like button, please do that. And then, okay, thank you for that like. I appreciate you. That was so sweet of you. You guys, I'm gonna head out, and I'll probably be on. I'm thinking. I've been saying I wanted to go to the lake, so I'll probably go to the lake maybe tomorrow if I don't wake up too late. I might go do a little walkie walk through the lake, and I'll probably go live from the lake tomorrow, and just do like a morning vibe type thing. I don't know. I might go live for an hour or so, and then if I'm up to it, I might go back live later on in the evening. But I do have a lot to do, so I might just do the one live in the morning and then spend the rest of my day working on my content strategy for next week because there is money to be made, and so and lots of money to be saved. So stay tuned for that, guys. I promise you don't want to miss. So if you're not subscribed to me, subscribe to me. And also make sure you turn on your notifications so that you can get that information. You don't want to miss it. Have a good night, guys, and please stay blessed.